think that's where a lot of people go bad with a pup. They throw them in a pen and just throw feed to them every day. And to me, you got to make a connection with them. Some guys don't agree with me on that, but I think you got to have a good bond with a dog.
It's real simple, I think, with a pup, and a lot of people don't understand it. When a pup is ready to start, it will start. You can't force a pup to start, and you can't force a pup to treat. It has to do it on its own.
Hello and welcome to the Stark Outdoors Podcast. I'm your host, Clayton Stark. Today's episode is going to feature a bunch of interviews from the last time I went hunting with a great group of friends of mine. But before we get into these interviews, I'd just like to thank my sponsors. Without their support, none of this would be possible, so I'd just like to give a big thank you to Conkey's Outdoors Hound and Hunting Supply, Coon Dog Wear, Gun Dog House Stores, CoonHunterSupply.com with Razor Hunting Gear, Dogtra, Big Dog Lights, Bayou Legacy Game Calls with the Tree Shaker Coon Squaller, Treacle Creek Kennels and Hunting Supply. I'd also like to give a big thank you to all of you out there on Patreon. I've got lots of new people joining there every day, and I appreciate your support, and I'll mention you all by name at the end of this podcast. But I won't keep you waiting any longer. We'll get into today's episode where you get to meet some of my friends. You ready?
Yeah, I'm good.
You just want to start off by introducing yourself?
I can. My name's Casey Maggard.
So what dog are you hunting tonight?
Oh, I got two, Little Lacey and Raising Cane.
So when did you start coon hunting?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. I guess, shoot, I've been hunting ever since I was big enough to go, you know. I remember walking the trees and being carried by my uncles, you know, so at least 20, 25 years ago, I guess.
Is that who got you into it then, your uncles?
Yeah, my dad hunted some, but mainly my uncles. It's kind of a family tradition, you know.
What did you hunt with walkers back then too, or?
No, really, we had red bones.
No, yeah.
Started out with red bones, yeah. I guess the first dog I had was a red bone, and then as I got older, you know, we kind of switched to hunting walkers.
Do you remember how the red dogs are bred?
Yeah, I guess it all went back to Harold Hoffmeister's stuff.
Okay.
Rusty Red and all that.
Did you just start pleasure hunting for the most part when you first started getting into it, since you started so young, I assume?
Oh, yeah. My uncles went to some UKC hunts here and there, you know, and I got to go with them, sit in the truck most of the time. Every once in a while I got to walk along, but, yeah, basically just pleasure hunting.
When did you start competition hunting?
I guess first cast I went to, or I remember I was probably 11 or 12. It was a Shriner's benefit hunt over at the house, but.
Do you remember what dog you're hunting?
Yeah, it was a Walker pup. He was about 18 months old. I can't remember what he was out of, but I actually won that cast, so
yeah, well, that's good.
Made it a lot better, yeah.
Did anyone teach you how it worked, or did you just kind of go and?
Just spectating, you know, and asking my uncles questions and stuff, and yeah, which we were always into it, you know. That was kind of the talk around the table, you know, eating dinner or whatever was about dogs going to hunts or stuff like that, looking at Coonhound Bloodlines magazines and all that.
You said you were like 12 or 13 when you first started?
Yeah.
When did you start really, I guess, pushing dogs, hunting harder in the hunts?
I went to some hunts here and there, you know, through high school and stuff like that. Once I got into college, I had to move to Lexington, and I quit for a while. But before that, I went to a few, nothing serious. But I guess once I got out of college, you know, and got to working and able to get back to hunting, we started going to some hunts, and then it kind of carried on to what it is now.
Yeah. The Lacey dog you got, is that the one you probably have won the most with?
Yeah, for me anyway, which we had a dog named Late Round Bound, you know, he was good to us, so I mainly just pleasure hunted him. I went to a few hunts here and there, took him, but I guess he probably won around 60,000, but
that's still pretty good.
Pretty nice hound, yeah.
When was that, you say?
That would have been probably, I guess, 2016.
Okay.
Around there, yeah.
So you want to talk about how you got to own Lacey then?
Yeah, I guess we got her in I guess it was probably around the end of September in 2020. She was about 17 months old. Right at the end of October, it was after her fall 1-year-old Super Stakes. Actually, JR and I drew her at the Labor Day Classic, and she looked good that cast. She treated 2 coons, and told that guy, which he's a guy from down there in the house, I said, if you decide to sell her, let us know. We're interested in her. And he said, well, I like to hunt her at her 1-year-old super stakes. And then after that, he called and said he was going to sell her, and he priced her, and we were fortunate enough to get her.
What was the first big hunt you went with her?
Well, we kind of just pleasure hunted, when we got her. And then I guess August of year before last, we went to Michigan Madness, hunted 3 nights, won 2 out of 3, and we hunted 1 round off and won it. And then after that, we kind of got started and went to some pro classics, got lucky and got in the Final Four. A few of them, hunted some off, and kind of the rest is history,
Yeah. When you got her, with some dogs, when you buy it, when it's already older from someone else, there might be an adjustment period getting used to you. Was there any adjustment at all, or was it pretty much just...
Oh, yeah, definitely. My uncle was the one that bought her, Jack, and I haven't told him this. I guess he'll hear it now, but I guess that first month I said, man, what have we done? You take her out there, cut her loose, she wasn't looking to get treed. When she did, she wasn't having her coons. And I guess a little while after that, me, JR, and I think Ben Hell and my buddy Robert, we went up to Northern Ohio, hunted with Eddie Godfrey and a couple of them guys. And that second night, she made 7 trees, had 7 coons. And after that, she kind of flipped the switch.
Yeah. I just wonder, because that's... A lot of times, if a dog gets even just sold once, they kind of forget everything, or they might not feel comfortable with. Some of them don't. They don't care. But in my experience, more times than not, there's usually at least some period of adjustment, whether it's new owner or new area. Because where did you say that guy was close to you, right?
Yeah, his name's Claude Martin Jr. He's a great guy. He's mainly a pleasure hunter. He lives down there around me, southeast Kentucky, and he actually drives up, I guess, southern Indiana, and he hunts almost every weekend. That's what he lives to do. He loves it.
So do a lot of people from your area, they probably have to drive north to get into a lot of good hunting?
Yeah. I mean, if you're serious about it or dedicated or, just enjoy going on the weekends, you got to travel, at least a couple hours to get in some flat ground, tree some coons.
Yeah. Most people I've talked to from that area, they say they might be able to tree 1 or 2, but if you want to recast and spend a good long night, you usually have to travel somewhere to do it.
Yeah, you gotta have extra gear to hunt around the house. That's for sure.
Yeah, I imagine, especially if the dog hunts very wide or coon aren't moving very well.
Yeah, I guess the last 2 years I've hunted right there around the house twice, and that was a couple of weeks ago. I turned Kane loose 2 nights. One night he treed a coon. The next night I think he covered 9 miles before he got treed. He's on a den, but I got my fix of it for a little while.
Yeah. that would be pretty rough. Could you drive to him at all, or is it pretty much?
Yeah, I was able to get 280 yards from him, but it took me 55 minutes to get to him.
That'd be rough. Is it pretty muddy where you're at right now too?
Oh yeah, we've had a lot of rain.
I imagine it's probably a sloppy, hilly mess. Because I just hunted in South Carolina, and even down there it wasn't as muddy as it is here, but it was still.
Yeah.
I think about all over the country right now it's pretty.
Yeah, we went down
sloppy.
Louisiana a couple of weeks ago, and it's pretty wet down there too.
Yeah, but hopefully we get guided into some decent spots tonight.
I think so. Yeah, I got faith in these guys.
Yeah, I guess going back to, you said you're hunting Lacey tonight, and which other one?
Raising Cane.
What's Lacey out of?
Lacey's off Willy, and her mommy's off Trick Magic.
Okay,
she's a litter mate to Doc Holliday dog. He won. I guess he won the fall 1-year-old. So, that litter's been pretty successful.
Yeah. Do you want to just go over what all she's won since you've had her?
Yeah. We won 2022 fall super stakes and 2021. Those are 2 and 3-year-olds. I won the 2-year-olds, and Eric Pyatt hunter and the 3-year-olds, and she won it. Last year, Pro Sport had that $50,000 swag hunt in Lebanon, Kentucky. We got 2nd place in it. Final 4 of the Roastineers Classic in Lebanon. Top 16 twice at the Jarvis Humphreys hunt. I got her in the top 16 of a Pro Sport truck hunt and several Pro Classics. We got in the Final 4. She's got about right at 89,000 PKC, and then, counting some invitational hunts, and I guess she got in the Final 4 of the AKC World Hunt too. Eric got her in that, so she's right around about 125,000 total.
Did you say how old she is?
Yeah, she just turned 4.
So I thought she was younger. Yeah. She's done quite a bit of winning.
Yeah, that's really all been in the last, I guess, 18 months.
Yeah, that's quite a bit in a short amount of time. Is that pretty much the only dog you're hunting right now in the hunts, or you pushing the other one too?
Yeah, we got Kane too. Me and Eric, we just kind of switch in and out. it just kind of depends on what's going on, you know. Like Lacey, she's been in heat, you know, I've had her, or we just switch out, just whatever works. Depends on the hunts and schedules and all that.
Have you bred her at all?
Yeah, she's been bred once. So yeah, she was bred to a guy down in Georgia, Linus Hall, Ice Cold Bud.
Okay. How old are those pups?
They're 9 months old.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're still...
Yeah, getting some good reports on them, though. I think 3 right now that I know of is tree and coon, so.
That's good. Do you have any plans on breeding her anymore in the future? Or?
We'll just see, you know. I think right now, you know, we'd rather coon hunt her.
Yeah, that's what I figured. If she's only 4, I mean, there's still plenty of time to hunt her and breed her both.
Yeah, we'll see what happens down the road. I wouldn't mind to, you know. I would like to think she's going to reproduce, you know. I know if she marked these pups good, they all sound like her, look like her, so.
What is her hunt style like?
I mean, you know, you cut her loose and she gets her mouth open good. She about always got a coon, you know. She's going to be by herself. She moves good, you know. She ain't going to tree with another dog. For example, you know, 2 dogs running a track here, one beats her on a tree, she's gone. She don't want nothing to do with it. But, yeah, I mean, she ain't straight line hunting dog, you know. She might be 6/10 over here tree, but next time you look at your Garmin, she might be 400 behind you, you know.
Yeah. She just working the area.
Yeah, she ain't going out hunt her mouth. That's kind of what I like about her, but she goes hunting plenty good enough.
Is there any times of year she really shines more than others, or pretty consistent?
She's pretty consistent, you know. That's actually Eric and myself was having that conversation. You know, we always say the good ones, they should look good year round. Yeah.
And the people I've talked to, that's kind of the way it is. If they're consistently winning, it's because they're good all the time. Because all these hunts, they have them all times a year, all different types of terrain.
Yep.
So, I mean, it could be in a coon zoo where there's just one every 100 feet, or it could be they really have to work and go find one.
Absolutely.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to brag on her. We may go out here tonight. She may not tree a coon, but, you know, we've had her from Michigan to Louisiana, and she's treed coons all in between and proved she can win.
Yeah. Might have to do some swimming tonight, the way it looked driving. So what's the other dog out of your hunting?
Kane, he's off Willy, and his mommy's off Mojo Mason.
Have you been putting him in many hunts yet?
Eric's hunted him more than I have. You know, I've kind of just had him back here, really coon hunting him here and there. I think he's got about 28 or 29,001. I got him in the Final Four that roasted nears hunt. Eric got Lacey in the Final Four, and I got Kane in. But yeah, I mean, he's year before last, I doubled him up at the World first night I hunted him. Eric doubled him up at the Spring 2-year-olds, doubled him up at Nationals. We ain't really took him to that many hunts, but
yeah, is it just those two for the most part then?
Yeah, for the most part, yeah.
I mean, it'd probably be hard to have much more than that to keep him going, and then also run the road and put him in hunts.
Oh, absolutely.
Is it just you and Eric pretty much? Hunting your dogs.
Yeah, which my Uncle Jack, you know, he owns them. He's good to us. He treats me like his own, and he don't really say no, you know, but he leaves it up to us.
Do you start very many pups?
No, that's one thing, you know. I ain't really got the patience for one, but and where I live at too, you know, it's pretty hard, you know. If you were that dedicated and trained a pup, you'd have $1 million in it before you got it up and going, you know. So we kind of prefer something that's pretty well started
at least, yeah. Which I can understand that, because if in a place like that, it would be very, very rough getting one started.
Yeah.
Compared to somewhere like here. I'm not saying it's easy, but it's a lot easier.
You gotta be dedicated to it. You know, that's one thing I say about JR. You know, all these dogs he's got, you know, he's pretty much raised and started all of them, trained them. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah. You got any hunts coming up you're gonna be putting her in?
I guess, you know, we're gonna focus on nationals and TOC. Other than that, you know, we just go here and there. We don't really try to hit a hunt every weekend. You know, we're kind of choosy about where we go, which it's hard to go to hunt and work too, you know. So.
Yeah, and already won quite a bit, so it's you can be choosy at that point.
Yeah, I mean, she's been good to us, you know. So as long as she keeps paying her way, we'll keep going.
Yeah. Well, thank you for doing the interview.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it.
Yeah,
appreciate the opportunity.
If you've been hunting for dogs for any amount of time, you know how important a quality bloodline is. So in the future, when choosing a stud dog, keep these dogs in mind. Dual Grand Champion, PKC Silver Champion, Brockman's Blue Buzz, Buzz is owned by Mark Brockman and Duncan Brothers, and they're located in Bardstown, Kentucky. The next dog on our stud list is AKC World Champion, Platinum Champion Davis's Rosedale Frogger, and he's owned by Virgil Davis Jr., located in Mark Center, Ohio. The next dog on our list is PKC Gold Champion, UKC Dual Grand Champion, Buck Creek Croson, and Croson is owned by Chuck Dunlap of Fraziersburg, Ohio. And you can actually see these stud ads in my videos. So if you want to see what these dogs look like, make sure you check out the videos, and you can reach out to their owners on Facebook and contact them on there as well. And if you're interested in advertising your stud dog, kennel, or business on my social media platforms, just reach out to me and we can work something out. Now, time to get back to the interviews.
All right, let's do it.
So you just want to introduce yourself to start off with?
My name's Braden Jones.
And when did you start coon hunting?
I started when I was a little kid. My uncle used to take me you'd call him on coon season. He'd come take him maybe 3-4 times a year.
Yeah. What type of dogs he hunt?
He always had Walker dogs. He had a lot of clover bred dogs. There was a dog up around Rockville called Uplinger's Joe, I think it was. And a bunch of people had pups out of him. He had a female named Star that I remember hunting with a lot when I was younger.
Did you just pleasure hunt from the beginning pretty much?
Yeah, pretty much. When I started hunting, my brother, actually, my mom would make me drag him around and his buddies. So I really wasn't into it until I got about 18. And then I got a dog from a guy there around the house, and he was an English dog. And he'd tree coons, and then I started getting into it. And then I got a dog he was out of Riverbend Style. His name was Balmer, and he started pretty young for me. I bought him when he was 9 months old, and the first night I took him to the woods, he got treed with an old dog. And he was a good one. He was a little trashy, a little wild, but he'd treat the crap out of coons. Yeah. And we didn't do much competition hunting back then. And I'd say if we did, a litter mate brother to him was that Snoopy dog that Larry Raines and Jeff McCallum had. And they got the final of the 1-year-old Super Stakes, but he never really got a chance. And I think he probably died when he was about 7.
Where'd you go from there then once he died?
So I kind of quit hunting him because I got a dog. My uncle had a dog named John. He was out of Collard Creek, Clint. And he bred him, or a guy there by the house bred him to a female called Texas Rose. And I got a puppy named Boom out of him. And he started really young too. And actually, I think when he was about 3, we started running the hunts.
Okay. And
we ended up winning. We broke the Indiana state race record with him, but Buzzman, Judas Bowling, actually beat us that year. And then I think we only ended up winning about $10,000 with him, and he ended up dying. Jeez. So we had some bad luck there. Yeah. And then I hunted a couple dogs out of slow talking stuff. I had some out of Blaze and Buzz, and I had a dog named Moto Man out of Blaze, and I won about $14,000 with him. And he actually just died of blasto. I think he was 5, and he died of blasto.
Jeez.
Yeah, I was partners with a guy by the name of Sonny Cox on him, and we spent a fortune trying to save him, but it was just they couldn't do nothing about it. It was too late by the time they figured out what it was, and so now we're hunting. Me and Kevin, my brother, and my buddy Cletus, we're hunting a dog named Wannabe Willy, because JR never would get us a Willy pup, so we went and got a little money pup and named him Wannabe Willy. But we finally did get us a female named Roman out of Willy. She's 6 months old, but she's got a special name. Kind of means a lot to all of us guys here, so we're hoping she's something special.
Do you want to inform us where the name came from?
No, not really.
Okay.
But no, it's just someone we met one time, pretty cool person, so we thought we'd name a dog after him.
Yeah. So do you start very many pups?
Actually, I do. I've started several out of, like I said earlier, I dealt with a lot with Mike Carroll, and I started several pups out of his line. I've sold them, and that's something I enjoy doing. I enjoy messing with pups, and I don't know. I don't run the hunts much because I don't have time. I've got kids, so it just works out better for me to start them and sell them. But,
yeah. What are some of your methods you find better success with?
I really don't know. Just
taking.
I think different dogs are different. I'm one that I don't start them when they're super young. I let them mature a little bit because I don't like dealing with stupid stuff. And so I like to let them mature a little bit, and then I like working them on cage coon, and then I used to always have an older dog there I could take them hunting with, but anymore it seems like you don't have to have that, and I just start carrying them to the woods and hoping they figure the rest of it out,
Yeah.
And like Casey said, patience earlier, I guess I just got a lot of patience for them too. I let them, I don't know, I don't get angry at them. I can lay out there all night and listen to a pup run around just waller, and it doesn't upset me. I don't know why, but
Yeah.
it's something I can do. And then when they start training, it just really gets you
Oh,
fired up, and then you want to start hunting hard. So
Yeah, once they really start showing they're opening some and trying a tree, that even if you were really, really frustrated, then it kind of goes away. You're like, okay, we're getting somewhere.
We're getting somewhere. Yeah, we got a pup out here in the truck that's off of Melvin and shot through the fire. And me and Kevin over here, we've hunted him. We started him this past fall and hunted him all winter. And he was doing a lot of running, wanting a tree, and it was starting to get frustrating. But he finally come along, and now he's looking real nice. And like I said, it's got us fired up. Now we're starting to hunt pretty hard again with him.
Is that what you're hunting tonight?
He's out there. I don't know if we'll hunt him or not. I got Willy out there, so I'd say with all the dogs we got, we'll probably turn Willy loose.
Yeah.
So he's not. The Melvin pup's not refined yet, so he's not ready for the big group.
The 15 dogs
Yeah,
you got.
it might blow his mind a little bit.
Yeah. Might blow my dog's mind a little bit.
It happens. You never know what these things are going to look like when you turn them loose.
Yeah. It'll be interesting. Is there anyone you want to mention or anything else you want to cover while you're...
Give a shout out to my brother Brian and our buddy Clayton, who couldn't be here with us today. They're too good for us.
All right. All right, you want to introduce yourself now?
Yeah, Eric Emery here.
Yeah, and we did an episode with you a couple episodes ago. So
Yeah.
most people, if they've heard this, they know who you are. So you want to introduce yourself then?
Yeah, I'm Chewy Roberts from Manchester, Kentucky.
When did you start coon hunting?
Yeah, I've coon hunted all my life. My uncles used to take me when I was before I could walk. They'd pack me through the woods.
What breed of dogs you start with?
They started hunting. They hunted Walker dogs and English dogs. Probably the dog I hunted when I through high school and stuff was the English dog.
Yeah. Do you remember how that was bred?
Yeah, he was straight out of grizzly.
Okay. You pleasure hunt for most part?
Yeah, we just pleasure hunt.
What are you hunting now?
I ain't got nothing.
Nothing now?
Nope.
Nothing wrong with that.
I got a Willy pup, but he ain't old enough yet.
Yeah. What's the mom?
Slow talking patch female.
Okay. That bred pretty good.
Yeah.
So you guys are starting a business together, I guess. You two and JR, you want to talk about that?
Yep, we're gonna start the business up selling hunting supplies, be primetime hunting supplies.
Primetime hunting supplies. So do you have a store yet or trailer or what you?
We're working on it. Should be here in the next couple of weeks.
And you're gonna sell pretty much everything for hunting supply wise, I assume.
Yeah.
Collars, leashes, all that. Any Willy merchandise? Can you get autographed Willy pictures?
I don't know. We'll talk to JR about that one.
Yeah. Any big hunts you're gonna be coming up?
Yeah, our first hunt will be the Super Stakes, I think. And then the TOC zones, I think that's before the Super Stakes. And then after that, I believe we got Walker Days. April's pretty busy. I think there's a bunch of hunts that month. And we're going to try to beat all of them. And then I think the following month of May, we're going to try to hit Blue Tick Days and Red Bone Days and try to hit PKC Black and Tan Days for the local guys, kind of get them involved with us and let them know what's going on.
All right.
Hopefully we can help everybody, and their support's what's going to make us be successful. So hopefully we can all work together and make a pretty good deal out of this.
Yeah, so if you need any hunting supplies, make sure. I saw you have a Facebook page now too, so you can get on there and look up Primetime Hunting Supply. That way, once they start going to more places, you can follow them on there and you know where they're going to be. And if you're at a hunt, look out for them if you need hunting supplies.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm sitting here with J.R. Gray. I heard you're doing a Willy pup hunt coming up.
Yes, sir. We're going to start it. It's going to be May the 19th and 20th. We're going to do a $200 entry. We're shooting for at least a $10,000 first place payout. And then, the more dogs, it's going to be 100% payback. So the more dogs, the more the payout's going to be.
Is this the first time you've done this hunt?
No, we done one back 2 years ago. I think we had over 30-something entries, and we paid out, I don't know, $8,000, $8,500, and so it was pretty good first turnout. But the problem was all of his pups was so young, we had to wait just, So
Yeah.
I was like, instead of having a pup hunt this year, I'm gonna wait, skip a year, and have it in March. But the way the hunts changed and everything switched up, so now we're looking at May. So we're gonna have it May 19th and 20th.
And where's that going to be located?
Northern Kentucky, probably around Owington.
Okay.
We ain't got the exact location, but everybody's got Willy's Facebook page. They can get on there and check it out, and we'll keep posting.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna throw in here now. Prina just contacted me there yesterday, and so the first place winner is going to get a year's supply of Prina Pro Plan of their choice.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
and then
awesome.
they're going, like, everybody that signs up is going to get a small bag of Prina Pro Plan as well. So I was like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. So what's the stipulation? I guess just your dog has to be at a Willy, or is it just a pup hunt? Is there an age cutoff?
There's no age, just as long as the dog is sired.
By Willy.
Willy's a sire. So.
Okay. Well, then I'll have to talk to Burchell and see if he'll let me take
Oh, yeah, that'd be awesome. Hopefully we can get you come down and also do some videoing. But, if you're in the finals, I guess you'll have to hand that camera over to me.
I'll just edit it so it looks like you're treating possums. No, but I would really love to be there, but it just depends on when my wife goes into labor.
That'd be pretty close, right?
Yeah. But the way the last couple kids we've had, she's went a few weeks earlier. So I'm assuming I think it's May 13th is her due date. So it'll probably happen when I'm in the final cast of the Tournament of Champions. That's probably what's going to start happening.
Well, last year, if it wasn't, I had a little girl, March 23rd, and she was due the Saturday of Tournament of Champions.
Yeah.
So, if it hadn't been for her coming early, I wouldn't have been at the Super Stakes or the Tournament of Champions. So everything happens for a reason. So.
Yeah. I'll know when that time comes, I guess, if I can be there or not.
Oh, yeah.
And if my wife is okay with me going to go coon hunting that close, but we'll see.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate you getting on here and talk to us.
Yeah. Sounds good. So you just want to introduce yourself, start off with?
James Allen.
So when did you start coon hunting?
I guess it was about 2019.
Okay. So how'd you get into it?
I went to a few hunts with JR and them and got to liking it pretty good. And he hooked me up with a dog out of Willy. It was a 2-year-old. His name was Ace. I hunted him for a little while.
Did you just competition hunt, pleasure hunt?
I started out pleasure hunting. I never did competition on him, no.
So what are you hunting now?
I'm hunting a 18-month-old pup out of Willy, and the female is a fool there to make the little money.
This is bred pretty good then. Have you had it since it was a puppy, or did you get it when it was older? Or?
No, I've had him about 2 months, I guess.
Okay. Was he running and treeing when you got him then, I assume?
Yeah, he's coming along pretty good. I think he may make something pretty good.
All right, so that's what you're hunting tonight then?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I hope you all enjoyed meeting everyone. We had a great time before the hunt, sitting down, talking, and sharing stories. And afterwards, we ended up hunting 8 different dogs that night. And the video to that's up on YouTube. It was a great time, and I really think you'll like that video, and I hope you enjoyed this podcast. I know I'd like to thank all my subscribers on Patreon. I really appreciate all your support, and it's nice getting to have one-on-one interaction with you on there. So I'd like to say a big thank you to Adam, Jesse, Jake, Johnny, Kevin, Justin, JR, Kevin, Gage, Aaron, Trey, Alexander, Sally, Gray, John, Austin, Brent, Thomas, Brian, James, Nick, Jose, Matthew, Dalton, Chase, David, Joel, Tyler, Noah, Riley, Nathan, Ryan, Kevin, Doug, Austin, Micah, Gregory, Drell, Brandon, Michael, Nelson, Tyler, Brody, Tom, Bobby, Mark, Dana, Brian, Colton, and Nathan. Thank you all for your support, and as you can tell, this list has been growing quite a bit, so I really appreciate all of you out there joining out there. So I also just give a big thank you to Sam, Ryan, Mark, Lawrence, Gordon, Kyle, Ryan, Stephanie, Derek, Wyatt, Kendall, Brandon, Chase, Justin, Blake, Sedarius, Brian, Ricky, Brian, John, Angela, Joe, Rodney, Darnell, Austin, Dalton, Parker, Tyler, Jake, Tyler, Dylan, Caleb, Keston, Brandon, David, Brandon, Carson, AJ, Philip, Bradley, Eric, Alan, and Martin. Thank you all for your continued support, and I really appreciate it, and I'll talk to you next time.
He ended up treeing 7/10 of a mile. Had my light on coming in, and he had another coon, so turned him loose 3 times. He had 3 coons.